President John Dramani Mahama to visit Akosombo Dam today following the recent fire incident on the Ghana Grid Company substation. And Zoomlion Ghana Limited welcomes oversight inspection from the Parliamentary Select Committee on Sanitation and Water Resources following an engagement with the Committee on Sanitation Challenges in the Central Region. Later on Good Afternoon Ghana, we'll be reviewing Ghana's performance under the IMF bailout and its impact on the economy. Now let's move to a first story. John Dramani Mahama is scheduled to visit the Akosombo Dam on Thursday, April 30, to evaluate the effects of a recent fire incident at a Ghana Grid Company substation, which has caused intermittent electricity outages. The blaze damaged key infrastructure at the facility, resulting in the loss of over 1,000 megawatts from the national grid. The disruption has contributed to the return of widespread doomsday in various parts of the country. The visit is expected to give the president a clearer understanding of the situation as authorities work toward restoring stable power supply. According to the Energy Minister, John Junapo, 4 generating units at the dam have already been restored, while the remaining units are anticipated to be back online within the week. During the tour, the president will receive updates from engineers and technical experts on the progress of repairs, as well as steps being taken to strengthen the power transmission system and avoid similar incidents in the future. Still in electricity, the Electricity Company of Ghana has restored electricity supply to the Afram Plains after a major outage triggered by the damage to a marine cable in the early hours of Monday. The General Manager for External Communications at ECG, Dr. Charles Nyayuku, explained that the fault occurred about 400 meters into the river Afram, cutting off part of the entire Donkokrom district. There's more in this report. The General Manager for External Communications indicated that immediately after the incident, the Eastern Regional Maintenance Team mobilized to the site to conduct an assessment. Dr. Aiku further revealed that a specialized cable test van was deployed from Accra to help locate the exact point of failure. Although the team arrived on Tuesday and began work, operations were briefly disrupted on Wednesday when the vehicle became stuck in a swampy section while tracing the fault. He highlighted the intervention of the District Chief Executive for Afram Plains South, Moses Tangbe, who played a pivotal role in resolving the challenge. Despite the difficult terrain, ECG engineers, with support from local residents, adopted a practical and innovative recovery approach. 2 boats were deployed along with community drivers to lift sections of the submerged cable from the river. The team carefully navigated the water until the damaged portion was identified and repaired. He emphasized that the coordinated efforts and ingenuity of the team helped avert what could have been a prolonged outage across the Afram Plains. Dr. Aiku commended all stakeholders involved, including the Eastern Regional Management and Maintenance Team, the Accra Sub-Transmission Cable Test Van Team, the Donkokrom District Team, and residents of Echa, Manfrum and Adoso for their dedication and resilience. Now let's move to the Volta region, and President John Dramani Mahama has assured residents in tidal wave-hit communities that both immediate and long-term measures are being pursued to address coastal erosion. Speaking during the visit to the Fuvame in the Volta region, he said the stretch falls under the World Bank-supported West Africa Coastal Areas Management Program, which will cover coastal protection from Kitty South to parts of Anoga. As an interim measure, he added that the Volta River Authority will be engaged to dredge the estuary to ease water flow and reduce pressure, causing the sea to break through vulnerable areas. Before, let's listen to the President, and then let's listen to the Minister first, the Minister of Natural Resources and Land, Emmanuel Amakofibwa. Take a listen.
The WACA program that is actually making sure that we restore this beach, it sits with the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology. I want to thank His Excellency because recently there was a lot of restructuring where there was risk of this 150 million but thanks to His Excellency, he has restored it. And so we are now sure we finished the feasibility study. We are currently doing the design and construction stage. It will involve a sea defense, grounds will be built, and we'll restore the vegetation here. And so we are really on course. His Excellency has urged us on to make sure that the team focuses and meet all the deadlines, and we'll do so.
Let's now listen to the President as he assured the communities affected by the tidal wave that steps are being taken to prevent further damages.
We got information about what happened with the sea breaking through. And so today we decided to come and take a look at what is happening. All this area is part of a project area that is called WACA, and it's a World Bank project. We already have done some work ourselves. Earlier when I was president, we did the Akleotoko Sea Defense, all that area. Before that, Rawlings government had done the Keta Sea Defense. And then we also did Blekusu 1, and then Blekusu 2 is currently ongoing. The rest of the coast is supposed to be covered by the World Bank $150 million WACA project. And that includes this area all the way to Ketu South and parts of Angloga. And so as the Minister told you, there's going to be sea defense, and there are also going to be groins built into the sea to break the currents, the strong waves, so that it will come back to the coast in a very gentle manner. There will also be planting of coconut trees on the beaches in order to stabilize the soil. They would also help with planting of mangroves in the estuary to defend the land against the sea's encroachment. The project stalled for a while in 2024, mainly because of the elections. And then when we came, we continued it. And so I'm happy to announce that the feasibility study is finished. They are at the design stage. After the design stage, they'll do the procurement. That is the actual construction of the WACA project. And so I'm sure that very soon, we'll try and speed it up. Very soon, you'll see that work will start on your coastal area. We try to repurpose some of the World Bank projects. But as the minister said, we protected the 150 million that is meant for the WACA project. So your money is safe, and the project is going to go on. Some of the other World Bank projects stalled, and the money is being repurposed for other important priorities. And so I just want to ask for your cooperation as we continue the processes to do the work. But in the meantime, we will contact VRA to see if they can do some dredging in the main estuary so that it eases the pressure on this side.
Still on coastal erosions, communications team member for the New Patriotic Party, Senor Amakpilenu, commended President Mahama's intervention following the president's visit to tidal wave hit communities. Now, he further asked that a certificate of emergency be passed to resolve the crisis. Deputy National Organizer for the New Patriotic, the New Democratic Congress, Elekem Kotoko, equally expressed excitement towards the development, urging that funds will be used appropriately. They both spoke in Good Morning Ghana.
I want to commend the intervention of the president. They did very well by securing the WACA, fund in terms of the $150 million. If you listen to the president clearly, he did indicate that the project has to delay because of the election process. So I believe strongly that this is the right time. We need to fast track the process because Moro, what is happening in Fuveme is more than Usain Bolt running. A lot of the people over there have been displaced.
Wow.
I'm telling you, majority of the houses have been washed by the water. I'm hoping that there could probably be some sort of certificate of emergency passed to resolve the situation.
I am happy that President Mahama visited that place yesterday. If you recall vividly, even while we were in opposition, we spoke about it. And then coincidentally and fortunately, the current regional minister, Honorable James Gunu, who happens to also be the regional secretary at the time, played an integral role in assuring the people that when the NDC government comes to power, we were going to make sure that we resolve this problem once and for all. And it is very refreshing, however, that yesterday President Mahama reiterated the fact that some kind of funding, which is the West African coastal WACA
Areas, coastal areas.
Coastal areas, yes. Fund is secure and intact, and that would be judiciously used.
Now moving on, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, has held a briefing session with members of the diplomatic corps in Ghana ahead of the upcoming high-level consultative conference on the next steps following the adoption of the United Nations General Assembly resolution on the trafficking of enslaved Africans.
The meeting, which took place at the Ministry's auditorium, brought together ambassadors, high commissioners and representatives of foreign missions to Ghana to discuss preparations for the conference and strengthen international cooperation on the implementation of the UN resolution. Addressing the gathering, the Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa underscored the significance of the recently adopted resolution, describing it as a major milestone in the global pursuit of historical justice.
We are talking about healing, closure, owning up, taking responsibility, returning what is in your possession that does not belong to you. We are talking about supporting causes, ensuring that the psychological harm which has been caused and the continuous enduring legacy of the transatlantic slavery is dealt with once and for all, so that together we can build a fair and just world.
The minister also noted that the forthcoming consultative conference will provide an important platform for member states and stakeholders to deliberate on practical measures to advance the objectives of the resolution.
The Accra conference is designed not merely as a commemorative gathering, but as a working platform. Its central outcome will be the adoption of a global post-adoption framework intended to provide coherence, structure, and continuity to international efforts arising from Resolution A/RAS/80/250. President Mahama desires that we should have a common framework. Our agenda is to have a common framework, to come together, to adopt one plan moving forward.
Members of the diplomatic corps welcomed Ghana's continued leadership on issues concerning the African diaspora, historical memory, and multilateral engagement. Today's briefing forms part of Ghana's broader diplomatic engagements ahead of the high-level conference, which is expected to attract participation from governments, international organizations, civil society groups, and scholars.
Moving on, renowned legal scholar and Kenyan activist PLO Lumumba has charged African leaders to invest more in digital technologies and skill development among African youth, which match industry expectation in order to address the growing unemployment situation across the continent. He spoke during the signing of a memorandum of understanding between him and Students Workers Innovation Movement, a youth-led initiative.
Africa has the world's youngest population, with over 60% of its population under the age of 25. Yet, youth unemployment remains rife on the continent, with latest figures from Ghana Statistical Service indicating that 1.3 million people in Ghana between the ages of 15 and 24 were out of work, schooling, or training. The Student Workforce and Innovation Movement is a global youth-led platform designed to equip students and young professionals with practical skills to drive workforce readiness and innovation across the continent. Renowned activist Professor PLO
Let's take some labor stories. In Ghana's labor market continues to show signs of strain despite improving macroeconomic conditions, as the new data from the Bank of Ghana reveals a decline in advertised job vacancies, highlighting weak hiring momentum and persistent unemployment pressures. Economic recovery is yet to translate into meaningful job creation, according to the latest monetary policy report released by the Bank of Ghana for March 2026. The report shows that advertised job vacancies, a key indicator of labor demand, fell by 4.9% year-on-year to 3,244 in February 2026, compared to the 3,411 recorded in the same period in 2025. On a month-on-month basis, vacancies also declined marginally by 1% from 3,276 in January, signaling a slow start to hiring activity this year. Cumulatively, total job adverts for the first 2 months of 2026 stood at 6,520, only slightly higher than 6,465 recorded over the same period last year. This marginal increase underscores a largely stagnant labor market, where employment opportunities are not expanding in line with broader economic improvements. The data points to a growing disconnect between Ghana's state. Let's move to some regional stories. And environmentalist Reverend Nana Jumo Sapon has called on government to re-engage the service of private waste management companies to help address the sanitation challenges facing the country. According to him, the recent accumulation of waste along the Barikese and Owabi dams in the Ashanti region poses a critical risk to the water treatment plant, serving millions of residents in Kumasi and its environs. My colleague Abdul Basit Suleiman has more.
The Barikese and Owabi dams are two.
We'll bring you that story in a subsequent bulletin. We'll go for a quick break. We'll be right back.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy, specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2- and 3-bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
Looking for comfort, convenience, and class all in one place? Welcome to Stay Easy Apartments on Conference Center, where modern living meets exceptional service. Whether you're staying for business or leisure, Stay Easy offers you a home away from home. Spacious and well-furnished apartments, pool, gym, and everything you need to relax and feel at ease. Planning a meeting, workshop, or special event? Our event grounds and state-of-the-art conference center is designed to host your events and bring your vision to life. From corporate gatherings to private functions, we provide the perfect space, supported by modern equipment and a professional team ready to assist you. At Stay Easy, your comfort and success are our priority. Book your stay or reserve your space today. Call us on 020-739-1473 or 0244-226367. Stay Easy Apartments and Conference Center. Stay easy with us.
Grab your bottle and unleash the taste of Storm Energy Drink. A bold flavor, a big attitude. Feel the vibe, own the moment. It's your time to be different. Storm Energy Drink, make your mark. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
Hive Management Systems, in partnership with the Solid Waste Association of Ghana, invites you to the Green Go Hub official launch and fundraising events. Theme: Powering the Circular Economy with Smart Technology, with a focus on incentivizing segregation at source. Join us at the Monthly Hall GIMPA Green Hill campus on Thursday, 7 May 2026 at 10 a.m. Our special guest of honor is Niayi Bonte II, Bese Manche Adonte of the God State, Chairperson, Nanama Entry, Executive Secretary of the Environmental Service Providers Association. Keynote addresses will be delivered by Honorable Samuel Nate George, Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, and Professor Nanama Brown Kluche, Chief Executive of the Environmental Protection Authority. This event is proudly endorsed and supported by the Ghana National Plastic Action Partnership, the Environmental Protection Authority, the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, the Environmental Service Providers Association, Zoomlion Ghana Limited, and Indigo Foundation, with media support from Media General, UTV, Metro TV, MX24, and 1957 News. To register as a sponsor or donor, visit www.gringo-hub.com or call 054-342-7085. Your fundraising host and MC will be Mr. Alfredo Kanse, with strategic partnership from Globalware, the East Legon Executive Fitness Club, Blue Skies, and Margins Group. This event is powered by MTN as the official title sponsor. Be part of the movement towards a cleaner, smarter, and more sustainable.
You're welcome back from the break. You're still watching Good Afternoon Ghana. Now let's stay in the Ashanti region, and an environmentalist, Reverend Nana Jumo Sapon, has called on government to re-engage the services of private waste management companies to help address the sanitation challenges facing the country. According to him, the recent accumulation of waste along the Barikese and Owabi dams in the Ashanti region poses a critical risk to the water treatment plant serving billions of residents in Kumasi and its environs. There's more in this report.
Wabi dams are two primary sources of water for millions of residents in the Ashanti region. However, in recent times, Various illegal activities including degradation of the buffer zones, plastics and other waste materials causing siltation to the dam's tributaries are highly posing a serious danger to the sustainability of the critical life-saving infrastructure. Adding his voice, environmentalist Reverend Nana Jumo Sapon called for a multi-sectoral response, including stricter enforcement against all forms of illegal activities around water bodies.
The government should make sure it's enforcing its laws. Then the sanitation companies can come and clean. Okay, this thing is, every country has sanitation companies which are cleaning. So I don't know what informed the decision to stop them. I don't know. I don't have much information, so I don't want to comment by it. But if it's true, they should be brought back to help us to clean the place. Because if they are not checking the people who are throwing the waste down, then the taxpayers' money. And those of you who are throwing things down, we pay some people to clean. And it drains the nation's coffers. And it's affecting all of us. Who of ones are not held here. Okay? When you are eating the hand of the fork, watch your own, because it's similar. You may eat your own. What we are doing as a people, as a country, some of the things we are doing is ungodly.
The environmentalist, who is the president of Friends of Rivers and Water Bodies, warned that the situation posed a serious risk in the face of climate change, stressing that a prolonged drought could lead to the complete drying up of dams, leaving Kumasi without a reliable water source.
The draining of our water resource all over the place. This Barikesi Dam, the Ofin River is being destroyed by illegal mining activities. Farming activities is going on. Plastic waste is going on. Kumasi is a water stressed area. Ashanti region is a water stressed area. I repeat it with a clap. We don't have enough rivers, but we have ponds and streams everywhere, which we are supposed to protect so that it can recharge our water table and we can get water all the time. But unfortunately, the people who are supposed to educate people and let them know that this is an issue that we should face it fairly and do some proper things, they don't care.
Let's move to the Central region, and the Parliamentary Select Committee on Sanitation and Water Resources has commenced stakeholder engagements across the region, meeting officials of the Komenda Edina Egwa for Abrim Municipal Assembly and key sanitation sector players to assess sanitation service delivery and strengthen collaboration in the region. Chairman of the committee and Member of Parliament for Nkwansa North, John Oti Bless, urged participants to be open and truthful in their submissions, particularly regarding the working relationships with other service providers.
Chairman of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Sanitation and Water Resources, John Oti Bless, stated that government's decision to engage private companies in sanitation management was intended to improve service delivery, noting that Zoomlion remains the leading private sector player in Ghana's waste management sector. He stressed that the committee was committed to ensuring fairness and objectivity in its assessment of sanitation services. According to him, the committee receives feedback from community members who monitor sanitation activities and submit reports on the performance of Zoomlion and other companies.
Started giving about 10% allocation of money as part of your common fund development project money typically for sanitation issues, to ensure a clean Ghana, a clean KEA. So we want you to at least update us on your short, medium, and long-term plans as so far, and what you've done in respect of sanitation. And your challenges with regards to water. You have challenges with water. What are the challenges? So that we can, based on that, prepare a comprehensive report for Parliament, then onward submission to government.
Responding to questions on the Assembly's waste management, strategy and utilization of government funding, the Municipal Coordinating Director, Saka Ibrahim, revealed that the Assembly had constructed 10 mechanized boreholes and actively participated in all National Sanitation Day cleanup exercises this year.
Previously, they were supposed to provide the Assembly with 21 skip containers, but with the renewed version of the contract, it has reduced to 11. And currently on the ground, we have 10 skip containers out of the 11. But Assembly is also having one, which the service provider is lifting. So I would say ideally we have the 11 skip container on site that they are lifting. And frequency of lifting is twice every week, averagely. Because other places thrice, but the twice is more than the 3 times in a week. The mode of payments previously was through the Common Fund for the national, but now decentralized. So our Assembly is now in charge of their payment based on certification that at least the work has been done. And we don't have much problem with the skip container as now it is up to the 11. But the reduction from 21 to 11 is what is a challenge to the Assembly. And our population stands at 184,024, and every week we generate 92 tons of waste. So if you look at the logistics we have, it's woefully inadequate, which when we get more of the skip container, I think it will help.
The discussions highlighted both the progress made in sanitation management in Asenfosu and the need for stronger collaboration between local authorities, private waste management firms, and community stakeholders to address existing challenges.
I to my chief executive, by the time we will come, most of the concerns have been addressed. Thank you.
Stay on sanitation issues, and the Director of Communications and Corporate Affairs at Zoomlion Ghana Limited, Emma Joa Piao-Seidia, has expressed the company's appreciation to the Parliamentary Select Committee on Sanitation and Water Resources for what she described as a fair and objective oversight exercise in the Central Region. Speaking to journalists at Commenda following the committee's engagement with metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies, Oseidia said the exercise had brought to light the extensive sanitation interventions undertaken by Zoomlion across various assemblies over the years.
We of Zoomlion are very appreciative of this visit because we actually invited to be part of the rounds so that we can ascertain for ourselves whatever their findings are. And we noticed that there were some gaps that were at our blind side. And as of yesterday, I must be frank, we have put things in place to immediately start working on those. And it is not as if the whole visit was totally against us. They were very much appreciative of the fact that we have set up the facilities that will manage waste so that we approach the zero waste principle, whereby the waste is collected and straight it goes into a processing unit where it doesn't touch the ground. And some of these facilities we set up are very capital intensive, so they applauded us for doing that. So if there are a few gaps in terms of other service lines, I believe it is good that those gaps come up so that we can also strengthen ourselves and do better for Mother Ghana. The relationship between us and the government is something we cannot push down. We cannot trade that relationship for anything. So such visits are something that we appreciate so much, and it helps the company to stand tall. At this point, I will ask what were the gaps? They mentioned that we are supposed to be doing fumigation, but we are doing disinfestation and disinfection. And I will not take the wind out of the sail of the experts who handle it on the ground themselves. Because these assignments, we don't move from our offices and go stand at places and do. The municipal assembly assigns us places we should do the assignments. If they know where we have to do fumigation, they will tell us specifically we should do fumigation. And definitely they are paying on behalf of the public, therefore they will monitor. So once they assign us to do something, that's exactly what we will do. I will ask Dr. Sobwe to explain those technicalities for us to understand. Emma Oseidia, and I'm the Communications and Corporate Affairs Director for Zoomlion.
Let's move to other stories. And Chief Executive Officer of ABN Holdings and co-founder of the Africa Public Interest Media Initiative, George Kumasi, has cautioned that without deliberate reforms in media policy, education and business models, traditional media in Ghana and Africa at large risk being edged out in an increasingly competitive and digitally driven ecosystem. He was speaking at one-day Media Convergence Conference in Accra.
The one-day Media Convergence Conference, organized by the African Media Bureau, was held under the theme, The Future of Media Practice, education, and policy in Ghana. The conference explored the interplay between traditional media, radio, television, and print, and emerging digital technologies, and sought to chart a forward-looking pathway for Ghana's media ecosystem, especially at a time when traditional media models are under significant strain.
For television, we have 178 TV operators with 132 currently operating. Now, this is just a picture of what we are dealing with in this small country of ours. So this is the definition of congestion. It's a very congested space that we are dealing with. And so the whole idea is, while the world is going in a particular direction of dissolving the structures of traditional media and seamlessly joining the digital space, it's not like we have an option. The world is going in that direction. How do we, as a country, prepare for it?
Delivering the keynote address, CEO of ABN Holdings and co-founder of the Africa Public Interest Media Initiative, George Chumesi, underscored the need for strategic collaboration and innovation within the industry to ensure the local media remains relevant.
Mobile handsets have evolved into the primary screen. Whether it's radio, podcast, it's the mobile phone. It's supported by the traditional screen at home during family viewing when you're tired after work. But most of the time, everybody's on their telephone, right? Across the continent of Africa, mobile devices have become the central hub for news and entertainment, making mobile native content formats the standard rather than a disruption. For that reason, a recurring revenue sapping issue of fragmented consumption has come to stay. Consumers of traditional media have shifted in their preferences and given the choice of options available, from linear certainty to a mix of readily and or easily accessible non-linear streaming options, including free ad-supported series and short-form micro-dramas on platforms like TikTok, Facebook, and on YouTube.
Participants are engaged in critical discussions on the evolving interplay between traditional media, radio, television and print, and emerging digital technologies that are rapidly redefining how content is produced, distributed, and monetized.
And Paramount Chief of Wangara Saki Alhaji Sadiq has called for unity among chiefs in Tema to promote development to the area. Speaking at the Benkadi GH Cultural Festival 2026, Saki Alhaji Sadiq emphasized the need for cultural exchange and regional integration.
The event, held at Presco Park in Community 4 under the theme Back to the Roots, attracted participants from across the sub-region. The event saw performances from the Bambara troupe featuring traditional tantam and kete dances, as well as Dogon and Takamba performances, spoken word, and other artistic performances. It also features crafts displays and food tasting sessions, showcasing a wide variety of African dishes from multiple cultures. Thea Mamuna Idrusu is organizer of the event.
Festival is something that makes people come together. Now we have come from several places. Some are from Kintampo, some are from Wenchi, some are from Accra, some are from Tema, from various areas. Somebody or anybody who organized this, who initiate this method, these steps, for us to come together, may God bless that person.
Paramount Chief of Wangara Saki, Alhaji Sadiq Gimala, urged unity and regional collaboration to bring development to the area.
We are linked more than what we think. We have Benin, Burkina, Niger, Mali together here with Ghanaians to prove that we share something big in common, which is our roots. Anytime you look at a household, a tribe there, when you go further, you see that that tribe is represented in another country, maybe in different name. We have come to realize that. So we, the Benkadi of Tema, we decided to have this cultural festival. And the main aim is to have this peace and cohesion between these different countries.
Officials from the embassies of Niger and Mali, as well as Tema Port and Harbour Authority, also participated in the event.
The maiden edition of the festival ended with Tamashek performance marking a celebration of African identity, unity, and cultural exchange. And Universal Merchant Bank has launched Legacy Clear Plus, a new digital estate planning and will writing service designed to make inheritance planning accessible to all Ghanaians, regardless of income level. Universal Merchant Bank has launched Legacy Care Plus, a new digital solution aimed at simplifying will writing and estate planning for all persons, regardless of wealth or tax bracket. The bank says the initiative is intended to remove the misconception that estate planning is only for the wealthy by providing an easy, secure, and accessible platform for individuals and families to protect the assets they have worked hard to build. Speaking at the launch, head of corporate communications at UNB, Adam Knight Tate, said Legacy Care Plus is designed to help people take control of their future and ensure their wishes are respected.
This is not just another product launch, but we would like you to position this as a relevant solution to every challenge that is in this space when it comes to wills. Too often, families are left vulnerable, facing uncertainty, disputes, or unintended outcomes under interstate succession laws. Legacy Care Plus changes that narrative. That's how we are positioning it. It offers dignity, clarity, and protection.
She noted that the service also seeks to change the narrative often associated with interstate succession laws by giving people the opportunity to plan their estate with dignity and peace of mind. According to the bank, customers can begin the estate planning process digitally through the UMB app and website, removing much of the stress traditionally linked to will writing.
At UMB, we ask ourselves a very simple but powerful question. What if estate planning, especially writing a will, could be simple, secure, and private, and in all be accessible to everyone? Today, we answer that question. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to introduce UMB Legacy Care Plus. UMB Legacy Care Plus. Thank you very much. UMB Legacy Care Plus is a digital platform available on the UMB Speed App and the UMB website, designed to make estate planning accessible to every Ghanaian, regardless of background or wealth. It combines digital convenience with expert human support, guiding you through the journey from your first question to your final signature.
UMB says the launch of Legacy Care Plus forms part of its broader commitment to delivering innovative financial solutions that respond to the changing needs of customers while helping families secure their future. The Department of Management Science at GIMPA Business School has taken career guidance beyond the lecture hall, reaching out to students in 8 public schools within the Achimota area. Head of Department Adjoayu Nchifianko says the initiative aligns with the broader objective of equipping students with practical knowledge to guide their career choices.
Invite our media and then also
in many classrooms across Ghana, the question, what do you want to be in the future, is often met with uncertainty.
How many of you want to be pilots?
In the heart of Accra, within the Achimota enclave, a different story is unfolding.
Career decisions often come with limited guidance, and this is why the GIMPA Business School is directly connecting with young learners, helping them explore possibilities.
At the center of the initiative is a simple idea: providing mentorship and guidance to JHS students who are about to complete school as they prepare for the next stage of their education.
The Department of Management Science decided that every semester we want to carry out some kind of volunteer work so that we can give back to society. I believe the children will be impacted that way, seeing a doctor talk to them about what he or she does and how they can get there, seeing an engineer, talk to them, a pilot. I believe this is very impactful, and then it also informs the children that they can actually get there.
School Improvement Support Officer for the Okaikwe Municipal Education Directorate in charge of Achimota Circuit describes the initiative as timely.
This initiative has been very important because it has really helped our candidates to be exposed to ideas, information, and also motivate them to make the rightful decisions and better future education careers. And also some of the key purposes of this career guidance is they're able to get in touch of early career awareness.
The Students Volunteer Day initiative positions education not only as a center of academic excellence but also as a meaningful contributor to national development.
Schools, there are 8 schools involved in all. These included Sakyodwe Basic School, Agri Basic School, Ni Okain Basic School, Alumile Basic School, Achimota Basic 1, Achimota Basic 2, Abofu Presby Basic School, and then the last one, another list is Immaculate Heart of Mary Basic School.
Beyond interactive sessions and mentorship, students also received essential items including mathematical sets, sanitary pads for girls, and other learning materials.
There are more than 600 pupils in the Achimota circuit. All the 8 schools, we gave each pupil a mathematical set, and then we provide refreshment for them. And then we gave all the females, they are over 400. We give each of them a mathematical set, and then sanitary pads for the females.
For many of these young learners, a door has been opened, and beyond it lies a future they can now begin to see clearly. Through the Students Volunteer Day initiative, Management of Science Department at the GIMPA Business School is bridging a crucial gap between classroom learning and real-world aspiration.
That's it for the news updates. Visit Metro TV Online for more. My name is Natasha Jamra. Good afternoon, Ghana continues after this break.
Mommy, good morning.
Good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
Joe, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see her, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, First Ghana Colorectal Center, aimed to serve a peculiar health need.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy. Specifically designed for low and medium income earners, our range of customizable homes includes 2 and 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kelkit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kelkits. Happy smile.
Hey, Bunty, why you there? What lie tell her today will give you my money.
Oh, my guy, what's up? Oba unze me din na dede baby. Scan on ASA. 500 cedis per.
I see. Level don't change. But to show me the way.
But there's some sorry Amanua. Talk to babe.
¿Quieres ganar dinero?
Huh?
Cash.
Yes, cash.
Shisha kwa mpa edubeko nkunim diemu. Call wada.on.us na me sign up. Ema ore mfi se udi u telephone number so ebeka ho uwie a. Afei, be games no emu. Shisha one short game. Fasika kume bitu ho. Afei, number se free 0 to 99. Yedia wakumape. Na obenya sikache dia free 50 Ghana cedis. Kopim 500 Ghana cedis.
So it be easy like that.
Just like that.
So I go fit buy my dream car.
Por supuesto. Just visit wanaown.us and win some cool cash prizes.
Baby. Boom! You be too much.
Play responsibly. Gaming can be addictive. Accredited and endorsed by the Gaming Commission of Ghana.
Right, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. This is Good Afternoon Ghana Business Edge. It's a Thursday and we are always here for God and country. Thank you very much for staying with us right from the beginning of the show with the news with my colleague Natasha Jamra. It's now time for us to delve into the business news and business discussions for the afternoon. So tell a friend to tell a friend that we are on with Business Edge, and the afternoon is going to be exciting. You want to stay with us right here on Metro Television. This afternoon, I have a topic that myself I'm also wondering about, and especially for the guest that I have. I've always known her to be an expert in banking, and whenever she's here in the studio, we are talking about finance, we are talking about economics, we are talking about banking, the performance of the economy. By this time, we would have been dealing with the dollar and so on and so forth. But I don't know if we can ask her. But today, she's here talking about coaching. And I'm sure if you are watching, you will be asking whether it's football coaching or whether it's counseling coaching, people who are going to get married and they come to the pastors in the church and they are asking for coaching. But there is a big event coming up, which is the International Coaching Week. And I'm just learning that she is also a member of the board of the directors of the International Coaching Federation. So she's a member of the board of the directors of International Coaching Federation, and she is also a professional certified coach, and again, a member of the professional certified coaches. So Doris Ahate is my guest for the afternoon. Thank you very much, Vixis. It's been a long time. We are happy to have you in the studio all the time, but whenever we call on you and push you to come to the studio, it's always about what's happening in the banking industry. Recently, we heard that one relationship manager has a bank has duped the client of the money. So I'm sure that when I saw you, I was going to ask you about it. That I mean, these ethical issues and really, but let me come to why we are here for today. Maybe we can ask you that when you come in for the banking. But what exactly is coaching? When you mention coaching, what are you referring to?
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
So I want to put it on record as a chartered banker with a Chartered Institute of Banking myself,
Right.
a fellow for that matter.
Yes.
That professionals that have been trained and have passed through our institute conduct themselves in a way that ensures our customers in the banking industry are safe. So every bank wants to make sure that they have passed their staff through the training at the Chartered Institute of Banking.
They should. In fact, it's a matter of necessity for them to come through that training so that we don't experience things of this sort.
Particularly the Ethics in Banking program, which is in partnership with the Bank of Ghana, the Central Bank. It's a course that is mandatory for all banking professionals. So I
But
believe
situations
over
like
time,
these worry you.
They should
They
improve.
worry the bankers, they worry
Yes,
you, the
yes.
institutes, and so on and so forth.
Yes, because it undermines confidence, and we don't want that.
In an era where some of us, I'm not included anyway, believe that we should keep our monies under our bed. So you know there are people who dig holes and put their monies in, and you know that you hear of those things.
Yes. But eventually, the safest way for you to keep your funds is to put it in a financial institution. That's the safest way. Yeah.
But I'm happy about what you are doing, and then what the Bank of Ghana is doing, digitizing the economy so that mostly we are able to not keep fiscal cash, but be able to put them on our wallets and the interbank transfers and all of those things. But let's come to our topic for the day. Maybe.
So you
ahead,
asked the question about what coaching is.
What coaching is, yes.
And I like to say that this is not very far from what I do in the banking industry, because in the banking and finance industry, all that we do is about ethics, it's about professionalism, integrity, and all that. We also appreciate certain standards of performance that in the end benefits the people we have in the economy. What coaching is defined by the International Coaching Federation to be, the biggest global body, if you like, is the ACCA of coaching.
Oh, wow.
Defines coaching as a partnership between a coach and a client in a thought-provoking and a creative process, which lead to the discovery, which is unearthing and maximization of personal and also professional potential.
Okay. Is the coach a mentor? Can we liken it to a football coach or a counselor? Who is the coach?
The coach is unique, undertaking their profession in a very structured process that is also governed by the International Coaching Federation. Your license can be revoked, for example, just like medical practice.
Can the coach be a project manager? Or can the coach be a banker? Can the coach be a customer relations manager? Can the coach be in every sphere of the corporate setup or industry?
A coach can operate in any sphere at all of other professions. But let me say that at any point in time that the coach is being a coach, they can only be that at that point in time, which means that they are going to operate by the set standards and guidance and procedures that govern the coaching process. And a coach is not a mentor. In a mentoring relationship, the mentor brings to bear their own experiences, their understanding and appreciation of things. So there is some passing on of knowledge, significant, that happens with mentoring. A coach is not a counselor. In counseling phases as well, we share what the trends have been, what many people have been seen to do that has worked for them, and we try to get, if we are doing therapy, we even go into the past to try to dig in. But coaching is none of these. Coaching is also different from consulting or teaching. So that
I'm happy you bring, because I was going to ask about when we say a consultant also who comes to guide processes to success in businesses. So I was going to ask about that. So I'm happy you bring that up. Please go ahead.
So now that we have excluded all that coaching is not, we can begin to focus on what it is.
What it is,
as a very different and unique process. Now, coaching is undertaken in an atmosphere that is intentionally set up.
Okay.
That setup must support deep reflection. It must support a certain level of trust and safety. It must ensure that the participants feel unconditionally regarded throughout the time that they are going through coaching and throughout the relationship. And so there's a view that the coach brings to the conversation that is very different from the other professional rules that we mentioned. That is an unconditional positive regard in the person or whoever we are taking through the coaching. Sometimes it's a team in the case of team coaching. So we understand that there is good, there's positive in here. So there's quite a lot of positive psychology when we are talking about coaching. We are also looking more ahead into the future, unlike the other professions where we look at the historical antecedents, the research, etc., empirical evidence to project into the future. Here, we just start out focused on where the client, in this case, an individual, a team, sometimes we are working in an organizational context as well. What do they aspire to? What are they striving to achieve? And we have seen that through the conversations we have in coaching, which are very intentional and which also come with accountability. So it's not just aimless, wishful thinking, but we are going into the recesses of the very person or team that seeks to move from one point to another point. And they leave the coaching relationship empowered, because it is not someone imposing or telling or downloading something onto them. We are working with the understanding that wherever you are coming from, whether you are an individual or a team or an organization, you have a better appreciation and understanding of your context in a way that an outsider will never have. But then the coach or coaches are coming on board with their expertise as a coaching professional, which is why it's dangerous for you, if you are not a trained and certified coach, for you to put yourself as such. Because remember, we are talking about partnership when we are doing coaching. The coach is bringing their expertise. The person being coached or the organization or the team are also bringing all that they already know. And together, through deep reflection, which is stimulated by helpful questions. These questions are not prepared before we come. They are in the moment. And we are able to ask these questions to enable and facilitate that reflective thinking because we are fully present and focused on the person or the team with whom we are working.
So let me ask you this. For example, we are in the media industry. I am a TV presenter. And then everything I've done is around mostly marketing, communications, journalism, maybe a bit of economics. And I'm working here. I know you are a professional, like we have stated, as a certified chartered banker. Most of your work life have been in the banking setup. Are you able to come in here to see that, well, Metro TV or Original TV or Original FM, you have problems. You want to resolve the problems. You want to achieve certain targets. As a professional coach, your mandate allows you to be able to train us or to guide us or to coach us into what we are looking for, even though we are a media house.
So I play different roles, and there will be different coaches that play different roles. I provide consulting service. But if I come in here and we are diagnosing problems and I'm proffering solutions, I'm being a consultant. I'm not coaching you.
Okay.
I also lecture
Okay.
with some institutions in the financial industry. So if I come here and I do corporate training, if I'm doing that for you, I am not doing coaching.
Yes.
When I'm doing coaching, we will sit down and we will go through a process, which will have a beginning and an end. And from the beginning to the end, the atmosphere that is created, the processes that I must follow, and the reflections that the client or the client will be going through are going to produce an outcome at the end of that coaching cycle, which would include clarity. So what is it that I really want to do? What are my motivations? What are the incentives? What are the possible avenues to pursue? Zeroing in eventually on one. It is not me coming, preparing and telling you, but as we reflect through systemic thinking and using other tools that are available, that the team or the client is able to identify where it is, and then an action plan is usually created on steps to be taken.
You mentioned accountability. Yes, I'm happy you're reiterating that. But can it lead us to profitability as well as a business? Can coaching lead the client to profitability? I'm thinking about the government setups, the SOEs, for example. In last 2 years and last year, less than 10% of the state-owned enterprises made profit for government. With all the investments that are made into them, they would have peculiar problems, which would need, again, in another breath, guidance or consultancy or training. But with coaching, can we get to the point where people realize their potential and how to maximize their potential in those institutions to eventually make the institutions very profitable?
You know, if you look at most of the top executives that are very excellent in diverse fields, and you also look at countries that are excelling in terms of economic growth, top performance year after year, these are organizations, these are countries and individuals that have that high level of awareness of coaching, understand and have integrated coaching into what they do. And this is because coaching ensures that we achieve effective leadership. Coaching brings clarity, which also means that you are more intentional and focused in how you are directing your energy and resources.
Right.
Because sometimes we can be busy taking many actions, steps, but they may not be targeted at what exactly we want to achieve. And we have many people that are running around too busy to step back and check whether all that they are directing their energy and resources are actually achieving the outcomes that they want. And this is where coaching comes in. Coaching grants you that atmosphere, that opportunity to step back, to have a pause, to evaluate, so that when you get back into action mode, you are taking actions that are intentional, not matrai makwe or it's targeted.
I'm getting focused on it, and that's why, forgive me, we'll talk about the week, but that's why I'm still staying on the topic itself.
And coaching. I appreciate it. I am a product of coaching. So sometimes people ask me questions about my career progression and all that. When I was a teenager, I encountered a coach. So throughout my development and growing, I have used the services of coaches.
Because yesterday or 2 days ago, and I mean regularly we keep discussing the essence of career growth, the essence of realizing our potential, not necessarily falling on white-collar jobs, but knowing what we are made of and then pursuing that. We don't have that right from the primary school through the junior high school. And so we grow up into courses, for example, in the university that are available to us without any coaching, without any orientation of what we are or who we are and our own potential and what we want to pursue. So it's really important.
I love it when you say without an understanding of who we are, because in coaching, clarifying our identity, understanding, accepting has a way of anchoring us, also giving us confidence in what we are able to do, because we are before we do. And if we don't understand who we are confused, then we may be trying to be something else or somebody else. And by so doing, we may actually be underperforming because we are not leveraging and harnessing that very strength, endowment of potential that is within we ourselves. Everyone has got something to contribute, and we can all be a lot more than one straight line job. And I was sensing that from what you were saying. There's a lot more that every individual can actually contribute to society. But if we don't have that understanding, then we shrink and we may end up focusing on just ourselves. By the way, you touched on the second cycle institutions. So it's one of the activities we'll be undertaking during the coaching week.
Let me ask one last question, and then let me come to the week and the federation and all of that. So I am one person. Maybe I don't belong to any corporate institution, and I'm listening to you, I'm watching you now, and I want to get into coaching. Not as an instructor, but maybe to learn and be able to realize my full potential. Are there courses? Are there your institution, for example, that we can walk up to and you would say, okay, register, we'll do this with you?
Yes. So it's a great question you asked. The International Coaching Federation is a regulator globally.
So let me now ask, what is the International Coaching Federation? Then we'll come to the Ghana chapter.
It sets the professional standards and also sanctions the ethics and professionalism of the certified coaches. They also evaluate and certify learning institutions. So you can't just set up in your corner and say, I'm a coach training school. You ought to have been evaluated by the International Coaching Federation and then certified as an institution that is fit and proper to train coaches. So when you go to the International Coaching Federation's website, www.internationalcoachingfederation.org, or you can just Google International Coaching Federation and it will take you there. You would find accredited training institutions. There's a lot of information there as well to promote awareness about, and some free courses, etc., that you can take. So there's a lot.
So I'm on the other side now.
Yeah, we see the value and the quality of life that people who have encountered and experienced coaching enjoy. So there's some information and there are some resources that are freely accessible. So the institutions are listed on the ICF website. We do have a Ghana ICF chapter, International Coaching Federation, and that's where I'm a director for membership. So when you approach us as well, we are here to ensure that our members are providing service in ethical partnerships according to great standards of professionalism. And we also make available resources locally to individuals, to professionals, to organizations who want to access coaching, which means that we can partner you with some of our coaches if you need coaching support. We have partnerships with GIMPA, for example. So already trying to get into the space of the tertiary. I think this year when we had our coaching day with GIMPA, they actually brought on board additional university starters. So in the university community, coaching awareness is growing. And organization can also approach that. We are on LinkedIn as ICF Ghana chapter. So you can also contact us through that avenue and you'll be able to access coaches to contract with you and provide coaching services. We also want to improve awareness and access beyond institutions. And so during our coaching week, which is a week set aside every year to promote coaching awareness about the profession, about the ethical standards we adhere to, and to make it more accessible and visible. The whole world is going to be celebrating from 11.
So the International Coaching Federation, across the globe, you're going to celebrate? From when?
11th of May till 17th.
That's next month, and that's a week.
Yes.
A full week celebration.
A full week celebration. So different countries, different coaches are coming up with different ways that they will promote visibility and awareness and access to coaching. So if you are sitting somewhere and you think, as for coaching, I haven't experienced it, we even have activities that gives you the opportunity to just walk in and be able to experience coaching for yourself. It's not where I'm telling you or giving you a definition talking about the impact or benefit. You can actually sit down with a coach and have a short time of coaching.
And experience,
you experience it, so you know what it is. Among the other activities that we have lined up, if I can quickly continue.
Please go ahead. Go on. And
there will be a number of social media campaigns that we will run, and a lot of resources and pro bono freebies that we will give out as far as coaching is concerned. We will also be launching an SME and businesses focused coaching. In that sector as well, awareness is low, access has been low.
Yes.
Some of the corporate organizations know and patronize, but for the SMEs, it's really new. So we'll be focusing on them during this week. And then we'll do adolescent coaching.
Oh, wow.
Yes, to address the issues that you were
raising.
Yes,
exactly.
Then we'll have focus on leadership coaching and organizational development as well. And we'll have more media engagement. So when you invite us graciously like you have done,
we always will. We are with you all the time, so we will.
Yes, and then we'll have the Thanksgiving service. Let me add that the theme this year globally is on empower, inspire, and celebrate.
Empower,
inspire, and celebrate.
And celebrate.
Yes, nobody goes for coaching and leaves the coaching conversation not being empowered. However broken, however down you are after a coaching conversation, after a real professional coaching conversation, because you are a part of the process and you are not an object in the process, you would leave amazed that you are able to actually unearth and bring out of you all that you have been able to bring out of you.
And then number 2, you should have an inspiration to pursue something. Is that what you're saying by the inspire?
Yes.
To pursue what you are cut for as an individual.
Usually, coaching would start with a desire to be somewhere else. So you are not satisfied with the current situation, circumstance. There's something you are looking for. So there's a desire. If there is no desire, then it's a bit difficult to go through that coaching. We cannot just call you here and say, hey, come, let me coach you. The desire must be there.
Right.
Once you have gone through, because in the partnership, what is being created is through a mutual partnership. And you have contributed so much to what we have created. There is that energy from the inside to take an action. Your mind gets stretched. You become aware that this is definitely the way I should go. When that has happened to you, it's very rare that you would still go back and say, I'm not doing anything about it. And then there is the accountability in the relationship. How are you doing? Some sharing of progress, some encouragement, some support that enables you to take the actions which you are energized at the end of the coaching session to take. And so it ensures that you are navigating towards whatever goals you have set for yourself effectively, instead of ending up reviewing your goals downwards, adjusting it downwards to make it easier. You have the energy and the drive in a sustainable way to pursue those goals.
Now, with all of the things that you've told me about, if I want to become a coach, is there a process?
Yes.
And what is the process?
And let me add that anybody at all can start the process.
I'll go ahead to ask, well, let me add it now, how to become a member of the association.
Yes.
Or the federation, the Ghana chapter of the federation. But first of all, you need to be a coach and be a certified coach before you can become a member. Is that the case?
So currently what we are doing is that the chapter, which is turning 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yes, very young in Ghana. Even though the coaches in the chapter have been coaches, have been trained and certified longer than that, we didn't have that infrastructure in the person of an ICF Ghana chapter. Now we have it. And so if you want to become a coach, it's easy. You don't have to train and certify before you come into our forum, because that's the reason why we are here, to support and facilitate that process of accessing resources and training. You can also just go to the International Coaching Federation's website and sign on as a member. And then you can register with any of the training institutions to begin your journey to train. Of course, you must make some investment. There are different levels of training you will go through. There are different exercises. There are different attributes, skills, and competencies that you must develop. You will be walked through all of that. And a very interesting part of our training is that it's beyond book knowledge. You have to actually embody it. So you will be evaluated based on coaching that you have done. So your coaching will be observed, recorded and observed, all under confidentiality.
Wow.
To check that you have actually embodied and you are following the process. And again, this is why it's very dangerous when you find yourself working with someone that just claims they are a
They
coach.
are coaches without the certification and the membership.
Thank you. Because in Ghana and at the international level, that accountability is also provided to keep the coach in check, to ensure that we are continually developing our skills and our competencies so that we do not endanger anybody that we partner with in providing a service.
Do you have maybe the opportunity for me to give you to social media pages? You mentioned the LinkedIn. So the Ghana chapter is on the LinkedIn.
Yes, it's on the LinkedIn.
And whether you have a website or on your Facebook, now TikTok is everywhere. So
yes,
TikTok,
we are
Instagram,
on Facebook
and
as
X.
well.
Yes, yes.
I'm trying to pull up the Facebook address.
The
That
IDs,
is ICF
yes.
Chapter Ghana.
ICF Chapter Ghana.
ICF Chapter Ghana.
ICF
yes.
Chapter
Sorry,
Ghana.
International Coaching Federation Ghana Chapter.
Okay.
International Coaching Federation.
So if you're watching us,
Ghana
you want to be part of the International Coaching Federation here in Ghana, you will just write that and then Ghana chapter, and you'll find them on social media. Is that on all social media
all
platforms?
social media platforms.
International Coaching Federation Ghana chapter.
Yes.
And you would see our dear Doris on there and her entire team. That's if you want to become a coach.
Our president is called Scoffrey.
Scoffrey?
Yes. He's
Ghanaian?
Ghanaian. He's very Ghanaian.
Ghanaian?
Yes.
Scoffrey?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. We'll be happy to meet Scoffrey.
Yeah.
And I'm sure in our next engagement, we'll have Scoffrey join you.
Yes.
To do the publicity still. So
yes,
we are with you, and we have to be able to create the awareness. Let me give you 1 minute for your final words to everybody that is watching us, and what do you want them to know, and maybe reiterate the activities of the week, which is coming up from 11th of May to the 17th of May in a few weeks' time.
Yes. Thank you very much for your kindness to us. We appreciate you. And I'm sure we'll be happy to return something to Metro.
We will be happy
especially
to
for your staff, for your development, if we can provide some coaching hours.
Exactly.
So what I would like our listeners today to leave with is the fact that coaching is not mentoring, it's not counseling, it is not therapy, it is not advising, and it is not consulting.
Wow.
Coaching unlocks potential. And the potential that is being unlocked is done through reflection. And this reflection, very deep thinking, is stimulated by questions and processes that are guided by a coach who is partnering with the client in this process. And then there is the accountability piece, which ensures that we are navigating towards our goals effectively, which also ensures that there are shifts in mindsets that is sustainable. That coaching also leads to leadership effectiveness. Across the continent, we keep talking about the quality of leadership we have had. And I have seen and experienced leadership effectiveness where coaching is present. Then also I want to emphasize the ethical partnership that anchors, or our coaching is anchored on. We cannot begin to talk about coaching without that ethical partnership, and this ensures that you are able to achieve whatever goals you set for yourself, to ensure that you gain clarity, that you are able to achieve more and be more, not only for yourself, but for the good of society.
Right.
So partner with us as we promote the visibility.
We are already in partnership.
And awareness of
we are already in partnership.
Thank you.
We're already in partnership. We'll be following. Take note, 11th to the 17th day of May, the International Week will be happening. Ghana chapter will be having theirs. And I'm sure that we'll have you again in the studio before that. But thank you very much for your time with us this afternoon.
We
are happy to have you. Stick with us. Okay, so that's Doris Ahiati. She's a chartered banker. She's a chartered
international
certified
wealth manager.
Well, professional certified coach,
yes,
and a member of the professional certified coaches, member of the board of directors of the ICF, the Ghana chapter, and the International Coaching Week is coming up. Stay with us. I am here, and a big one is coming up. I have Dr. Richmond Etwahini already on Zoom. We are going to do a bit of an analysis, the IMF journey of our dear country, Ghana. In fact, because of time, we will stay on the current IMF. I will give you a bit of details on that when we come back, and then we'll engage Dr. Richmond Etwahini and some other guests. Stay with me. I'll be right back.
Cook Africa, Cook Africa, Cook Africa on AU Day. My name is Marcel, a typical Beninese, live in Ghana. I'm inviting all the Beninese or non-Beninese, I'm inviting all of you on the 23rd May at Metro TV at 9 a.m. sharp. I'm inviting all of you to come, and then we'll enjoy GIMPA, a typical Benin food, which we use the similar ingredients as a jollof, the same ingredient we use for GIMPA, but this time around we add basil to it, because that one is a different aroma we are looking for. That's why we add those extra spices to it to get what we really want. I'm inviting all of you to come and join. Mes chers amis, je vous invite. Venez massivement, on va célébrer AU Day on the 23rd May. Je vous invite. Merci et au revoir.
Oh Africa, c'est ça sans fort. Moi j'ai beaucoup.
A flavor, a feeling, a moment you can't resist. Metro TV is bringing you Cook Africa AU Day on Saturday, the 23rd of May 2026, under the theme My Kitchen and Safe Sanitation. From every corner, every culture, join us at the Metro TV premises. Come, let's have fun, eat, and experience the taste of Africa together. This event is a Metro TV event supported by Metro TV Digital, Original TV, and Original FM.
Hey, Bunty, why you there? What lie tell her today will give you my money.
Oh, my guy, what's up? Oba unze me dinner dede baby. Scan on ASA. 500 cedis per. Ah.
I see. Level don't change. But to show me the way.
But there's some sorry, Amanua. Talk to babe.
¿Quieres ganar dinero?
Huh?
Cash.
Yes, cash.
Shisha kwa empire dubeko nkunim diemu. Call wada.on.us. Let me sign up. Ema ore mfise udi u telephone number so ebeka hu uria. Afei, be a games no emu. Shisha one short game. Fasika kume bitu ho. Afei, number se free 0 to 99. Hidia wakumape. Na obenya sikache dia free 50 Ghana cedis. Kopim 500 Ghana cedis.
Hey, so it be easy like that.
Just like that.
So I'll go buy my dream car.
Por supuesto. Just visit wannaown.us and win some cool cash prizes.
Baby.
Boom!
You be too much.
Play responsibly. Gaming can be addictive. Accredited and endorsed by the Gaming Commission of Ghana.
Right, you're welcome back from the break. Thank you very much for staying with me. I'm happy to have you on as well. I'm coming your way all the way from our offices here at Rage in Accra, from wherever you're watching us from, across the length and breadth of the country and that of Africa. We are live on DSTV channel 277 and live on all our social media platforms. Now, we are moving on to our next topic, and the next topic is how far Ghana has been performing with our 18th IMF facility. That's the Extended Credit Facility, ECF. And the prayer that we had been praying, before 2023, when e-levy had come in and all of the discussions had come in about whether we go for e-levy or we go to the IMF to borrow, we eventually implemented e-levy, but we still ended up going to the IMF to borrow again. And our prayer, and still the prayer, is that, oh God, we beg you that as a country, our leaders are able to manage our economy in a way and manner that we don't have to be going for IMF facility again. We go through a lot of strain reorganizing our economy and attending to some of the regulations that come with it. The blot, for example, on employment and so on and so forth. But that's not what we are going to stay with this hour, because we don't have a lot of time. What we are going to stay with is to review this 18th one and the performance so far, how we've been able to reorganize ourselves as an economy through it, right, from 2025 through 2026, even the latter part of 2024. And so what I'm going to do is that I already have Dr. Richmond Etwahini on the Zoom, but I'll play for you a video wall and quickly, in about a minute, run you through the video wall of the performances so far. I think this is the 6th review. So we are going to look at the reviews from the very first one, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the 6th, and then we will engage the experts on that. So let's see the first video wall, and let's see. It says that the context, that's the first review as of 2023. Remember that we have the staff level, we have the board level, and all of that. But let's go through what we have here. It says the context early stage after the 3 billion IMF bailout approved in May 2023. The key findings was that there were strong starts with fiscal consolidation measures. That's the taxes, the spending cuts, tight monetary policy on to curb inflation, and progress on domestic debt restructuring. That's the DDEP. You remember that didn't come as a good news to quite a number of people, and especially those who had invested in the local economy, those who had bought T-bills and had done lots of local investments. We went out to do the that one for the people that had invested from outside also. The outcome was that the IMF signaled that the program was on track. The first tranche of disbursements were then released. And this was the premise and the basis for the release of the first one. Now, the second review, which happened in 2024, the key findings that there was a continued macroeconomic stabilization. So if you remember, the point of over 54% inflation had been was now being managed, and inflation was coming down. So inflation was still high, but declining gradually. We had hit as high as 54% some time back, and then now because of the IMF program, and that's why we are saying, God, we beg you. If the problem is spiritual, join us, help us. Let us not go back to IMF again. There was progress on external debt restructuring negotiations. The challenges were that there were social pressures from the austerity measures. And every time we go through this, at least for the 18th time, there is always austerity measures. Cut down on employment or a freeze on employment all the time and so on and so forth. And that is where our concern is. And why we don't want to go back again as a country. We need to be able to localize the growth of our economy and the development of our economy through expansion of production and then reduction of taxes and so on and so forth. So there were social pressures from austerity measures, revenue mobilization weaker than expected. The outcome, again, the IMF review had passed the country, additional funds were released. IMF noted commitment but warned on the risks that the country, so they stated that the country was committed to the course of the IMF and the austerity measures and living in a very fixed budget. And so based on that, they passed us and gave us another money. The third review happened December 2024. Key findings, again, were similar. Program performance described as generally satisfactory. All key targets were met. That's the quantitative performance criteria. The progress, inflation trending downwards, fiscal discipline improving, debt restructuring, advance. And now, this is where some communicators of the erstwhile government, the NPP government, base their argument of having put the economy back on track comes from. And maybe when we do an analysis later on or in our subsequent shows, we'll be dealing with all of this. The battle of who has managed the economy better or brought it back. And all of this has come on the back of the Ukraine-Russia war. So the campaign from the NPP has been about the fact that there has been exogenous factors. Exogenous factors, we mean other external influences that affects our economy that the country has no control over or very low control over. For example, lots of the things that we consume here in the country are produced outside. So when there is inflation on those products and their prices go high, we get what we call imported inflation, and the prices of those products also go up high here in the country. So these factors, based on what the NPP had referred to as exogenous factors, of course, economics has referred to as exogenous factors, had affected us. But these, they were now being able to manage. The NDC also says they have managed it better in 2025. But this is the base of it. Now, the outcome is that about $360 million was dispersed. And this is in 2024. There was confidence now in the Ghana's economy recovery, or had been strengthened. The confidence had been strengthened. Let's come to 2025. So that's where the fourth review happened, July 2025, and there were a lot of jubilations when Ato Forsen had come, and that's where the name Ato is Forsen also surfaced properly. The key findings were that there was strong growth, the program performance deteriorated a bit at the end of 2024, probably due to the election. Well, that's what the report says. The pre-election fiscal slippages, the higher inflation than targets, and then the delays in the reforms. The policy response was the new corrective measures by Ato Forsen and his team, the tighter fiscal controls, the monetary tightening, and the energy sector adjustments. Remember that the dollar had been coming down, the gold board was in the offing, and a lot of things were happening by then. The IMF still completed the review and gave us the 367 million. Now the total disbursement rose to 2.3 billion at the time. Let's move on. Let's move on and see the fifth review, which happened in December 2025. Key findings, broadly satisfactory. That's according to the IMF. There were major improvements. Of course, new government, they were aligning and adhering to the courses of the IMF. The single-digit inflation, first time since 2021. And remember, first time in 5 years, the country had gone back into a single-digit inflation. Strong GDP growth, investor confidence had come up and was strengthened. Improved external reserves, cedi appreciation, of course, and it is still strong as we speak. Progress on debt restructuring and all performance targets were met. And so the outcome is some amount of millions of dollars, 800 or 385, I guess, disbursed. The total IMF support reached roughly 2.8 billion. So that's approximately, or the summary, as you see on the screen. First review resulted in between 600 and 700 million. Second review, same. Third review, 360. Fourth review, 367. And then the fifth review, 385 million. The analysis is not for me. I am only a host. Let me go to Dr. Richmond Twahini. Dr. Richmond is a financial analyst, and I'll ask him some questions, not just about the progress of the review, but how we come out as a country. Doc, good afternoon, and thank you very much for joining me, if you can hear me.
Good afternoon, Derek. Good afternoon, and good afternoon to your cherished viewers and listeners.
I hope you're doing very well. It's Kwesi is talking to you. Kwesi Free is talking to you now.
Kwesi, good afternoon.
I hope you're doing well. It's been a while, though.
Yeah, it's been a while, but by the grace of God, we are doing well. As you prayed, just as you prayed, we've all been praying so that we don't relapse into it again.
Yes. Yes, but will prayer solve the problem, Doc? We pray anyway. We are praying to God that if it is a spiritual problem, God should help us as a country. But if it is a leadership problem, then it will not be a problem of God again. But we are still praying anyway. But how will you assess this? Have we made enough progress? Have we consolidated our fiscal management and hence what we are seeing?
Yeah, by looking at the data and what you have submitted and what we have read, I think we can say that we have averagely done very well. Because for inflation to have come down from 54 to 3.2 is quite a lot. And for the CD also having appreciated that too is a very good thing. And for the policy rate hasn't dropped from 30% to currently 14.5%.
Yes.
These are all indicators look very good. But however, the journey ahead is a bit tougher. I will say that the journey ahead, the journey ahead is a bit tougher because there are so many things in the journey ahead when they exit that we need to put our acts right. Like you rightly said, it's not prayer. It is about a leadership, so that we'll be able to take this country back. Not going there again for the 19th time. I mean, I think we've set a record. I believe we are the only country who have been there so much. And it is, as you said, prayer doesn't solve it, but it is my prayer that we don't go there again.
It's mind-boggling that every time, like you're saying, we come back to sit and say that we shouldn't go back. We should have our economy growing. We should have our fiscal policies properly measured. But we still go back. But before we come to, as you mentioned, the journey ahead, do we have evidence of all of these monies received? And of course, with the macroeconomic indicators that have been stabilized, currently the current government is doing well with the dollar, for example, with fuel prices, for example, and so on and so forth. But you are the experts. You are in the markets. You understand what really is going on in the basis. Do we have evidence of all of these monies that we have received?
Well, the evidence is clearly there because if you see your reserves increase from, I think, 1.7 to December 2022 to currently to about 14.5 as at April, you could say that we are making a headway. But the issue is that all these indicators, are they translating into low cost living? Unfortunately, we have lower inflation, we have stable currency, but the concern is that it is not translating into low cost living. The high cost living is still going over the place, so that people ask you, what are all these variables that you have said, what does it do? Does it reflect in our pocket? The reason being is that we have traveled a long way, and the journey was very tough. For inflation to have reached 54%, to be able to translate into the real value of money, it takes considerable time. So for the figures, it looks good. But when you go down, you know that it's not actually trickling down into low cost of living. That is one concern that you must be able to work at it. Other than that, all the good papers, the indicators that we've said, and you have said it, and some people have said about it, wouldn't look good because standard of living is quite considerable high.
Let me ask again. So all of these that you have said, and the fact that we don't want to come back, and it will lead me into your statement that you have mentioned, whether the journey ahead is looking good or not. Are we ready to exit the program currently with our current economic status?
Well, we sign an agreement and say that we want to exit, and the time has come. And I'm sure that we haven't sorted for any extension. Even if we have done extension, I think the various things that the IMF would have helped us to have done, they have done it. It is left to us, as you said, the leadership, to take the mantle from where they are living to continue to build a sustainable economy with a fiscal discipline. And also controlling our rising public debt. All these things. I mean, if you look at West Africa, apart from Nigeria, which has the lowest tax GDP ratio, Ghana has been going there from 13.8 up to today, since 2012.
Yes.
They haven't moved the tax GDP ratio up. And because of that, it's very difficult for businesses to operate, because if you're not generating enough taxes, you find it very difficult even to service your debt. There is a correlation between the revenue generation and the servicing of the debt. So we need, as a country, we need to look at our tax GDP ratio for 13.8. I mean, IMF projected by the time they will leave, it was 18. But I can tell you that it is 13.8 still. It's not even 14. So it's an area where we need to work seriously and work hard to be able to do that. Because the year 2026, I can tell you, my brother, I can tell you it's a make or break.
2026?
That year, yeah, it's the make or break. I'm going to tell you why it's a make or break.
Please do. We are listening.
We've been paying only interest for the debt, DDP, and interest for the Eurobond.
I agree.
Come 2027, we are paying 57 billion principal to the DDP and paying 2.7 billion for the euro. So that in 2028 we have to pay 52 and 2.2. So next 2027 is a year that we need to sit up. Other than that, we will relapse. We will again relapse into where we came from, and that could be very, very dangerous.
Wow. And but does that mean we are on course? If we are heading for, not necessarily heading for danger, if we are not able to take the right decisions, then, as you say, 2027 will be dangerous for us.
Yeah, there are certain things that have to be done. You know, my good brother, we have battled with energy since 2014 or 2013. And as I speak to you, we haven't been able to address it. And one of the issues IMF exiting, one of the caution they sent to us that our energy debt and energy issues need to be properly tackled. Other than that, we're going to have challenges. So it's a typical one. That energy or energy debt is really, really, really having impact on the economy. And the IMF, when they are going, the ones that they are leaving, they've warned us about our energy issues.
Yes.
And another one, they've also warned us, as I told you, the low tax GDP, I've already told you.
Yes.
Currently, the public sector consumption of wages is 39% of the total revenue generated. This was given to us by the Honorable Minister of Finance in November. If you're making 100 cedis and you're spending 39 cedis paying compensation and wages, you haven't talked about debt payment, and you haven't talked about capex, what will be left for you to run the country? So that is why I'm saying that the years ahead doesn't look, it looks glamorous when you speak now, but if you look at the data ahead of us, it's a bit tough. It's a bit tough. We need to work hard. When I say we work hard. And don't forget, the external factors are also not favorable. This morning, I got up and I checked on Bloomberg. Brent crude is selling 125.
Yes.
As against 118 yesterday. And if Brent crude is currently selling 125 per barrel, I mean, I don't know what is going to happen to us. So apart from the internal issues, the exogenous, the external factors also is going to make it very, very tough for this country.
Doc, let me ask this. So you've mentioned energy issues, you've mentioned public sector salaries and so on and so forth. You've mentioned the external factors. And that next year looks, I'm trying to find conflicting, maybe, if I'm allowed to say that. But with the current structure of our economy, and everybody, including yourself, have been complaining about the current structure of our economy and that we need to maybe tweak it or change it into a more revenue generation structured economy, for example, increase production, make sure we are producing everywhere. But with the current structure, are we headed for the glory we are looking for?
Let me be blunt. Let me be very blunt. Let me be very blunt. If it hadn't been the gold and the remittances, our situation would have been even precarious.
Wow.
But you see, as you prayed, God has listened to you. And he's listening to some of us.
Amen.
Yeah, and he's been listening to some of us.
Yes.
When we started talking about remittances, when we were just only earning 3 point something, we were insulted all over the place. And I remember I spoke to your team some time ago.
Yes.
That I was even insulted. I didn't know what I'm talking about. But God so being good, when the new governor came and he put in mechanisms now, he's able to track 7.8 billion. 3 billion more than 2024.
Yes.
And all these things go to support our reserves. But that is not the problem that we have. You said something which I admire what you said, your courage. This Gorgesian economy, Gorgisbeck economy can never take us anywhere.
Yes.
Why I'm saying that? I'm saying this with sadness. Once upon a time, as a country, we used to export tomato to Burkina Faso.
Exactly.
Today, a rainforest belt country has become imported economy on tomatoes. And anytime people are talking, the sad thing about this country, importers always say that, oh, we can plan. Nobody is thinking about production and export. That is where, my brother, that is why I'm saying that if we don't take it, it's not sustainable.
Yes.
Because you should depend, you're not depending on cocoa. Cocoa is nothing to write home about. And gold, who knows? If this man sitting somewhere should behave very well, gold can drop as low as 2,000 per ounce.
Yes.
And what will happen to us? So instead of we looking at producing to eat and consuming, we always want to import every goddamn thing to eat in this country. That's why you made a very good, your contribution is fantastic. If we go on with this Gorgisbeck economy planning and we don't change it, there is no way you can go to, we will be going to IMF 21, 22, 23, 24, because the economy is becoming more imported dependent.
Yes.
And those who are importing are so happy that we can plan, but they have never asked how we get the resources to pay for the import. So I believe that we should tackle it on head-on. Burkina Faso has tackled it on head-on. Today, instead of even bringing the tomatoes, now they are producing it for export, canning it. I watched another one in mangoes. You will be shocked to how factories are producing mangoes to export. And we sit here, we can't do anything. Even plantain.
It's sad.
Plantain, we cannot even cultivate it.
It's sad.
So your question, your contribution here is fantastic. We need to change our economy, the way we run the economy from the Gorgisbeck economy to come and do what you call Ghanaian economy. And let me tell you this. There is a president, there's a head of state. Ghanaians don't like him. And I always talk about him. And that person is General Kutu Achampong.
Okay,
when he came in, when he came in, they said Yentria. So we were thrown out of the whole IMF, the World Bank, the multilateral.
Yes.
But you see, the man said that let us cultivate and eat what we grow. That year, cocoa, if you go and check record, we were exporting about 1.5 million to, I think, 3 million tons.
Wow.
In plantain, I was a secondary school. We used to cultivate plantain and harvest it. What has stopped us from doing that? And then we sit here and we want to import everything from tomatoes, onions, garden eggs.
It's a sad situation.
And everything. So what you have just said, I think people should listen to your statement and begin to sit down and see how we can local or do what we call Ghana's economy, taking it to our own domestication. Talk about the domestication, change our philosophy of import and begin to produce and export. If we don't do that, let me assure you, your prayer and my prayer will not be in futility, because a time will come, the reserves will go down, inflation will rise up, and then we always want to talk about them, we run to them. Let us begin to do something that posterity will judge some of us.
Doc, let me say a very big thank you to you. Unfortunately, our time is up with us, but we'll keep coming back to you on all of these issues and the economy. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity, and I hope call me again, because there's more to be discussed on these issues.
We will.
Thank you very much. Stay blessed and continue to pray for the country.
We will continue praying for the country. Thank you very much. Dr. Richmond Etuahini is a financial expert, and he joined us on the line there, analyzing some of the things about the IMF program. We are on the 18th one and the 6th review of the 18th one, with some monies released, some progress is made so far. But this is our prayer, that we don't go back to the IMF when we finally exit this one. My name is Kwesi Free. Have a very good afternoon. Keep watching Metro TV. There is original TV as well, and there is original FM as well. You can find the details of all of this on Metro Digital. And this show was brought to you by Metro Digital. We have more exciting shows on all of these platforms. Stay with us throughout the day. Good afternoon.
Cook Africa, Cook Africa, Cook Africa on AU Day. My name is Marcel, a typical Beninese, live in Ghana. I'm inviting all the Beninese or non-Beninese, I'm inviting all of you on the 23rd May at Metro TV at 9 a.m. sharp. I'm inviting all of you to come, and then we'll enjoy Jengple, a typical Benin food, which we use the similar